Yo, it's crazy. Like, folks be in the comments talking about, yo, dig, man, when the music started coming on, I thought he was about to start spitting, man. Like, I don't really get down like that. That ain't my thing, Not like I'm just gonna pick the mic up and be like,
Corporate geek, no. 6 fig, no. No benzos. Lorenzos. Fucking with the kid that way, cause a bro got hoes and shoes and with all my athletic shit spend a wax paper girl. Chicken up tough. Surgical steel. This is the kill. A who on concept. Scotty Yachty to be me on up. Yeah, what it? Hey, you. Good evening and morning to ya. Patch 3.15 has been in the hands of Wave 1 backers for a little while now, and it's a super interesting change up from the game we've been rocking these past years. It's the type of change that'll make or break the experience for you. There's quite a few players who will check in for a little while at the beginning of a new patch, then wait it out for the next big thing to come out of the verse. Well, this is the next big thing, man. So let's talk about how well it works or doesn't work. Or if you just here for the music entertainment, then go ahead and kick back and ride with me for a bit. Please help your boy out with the like button, sub up and ring up like a boss. First things first, you gotta think about where you're gonna make your primary residence. Initially, everything you own will be located there. If you just got a handful of ships and items, not a big deal. But if you got a fleet that includes ground vehicles that you wanna load up before you head out, then New Babbage or Lorville are pretty much your choices. Lorville is more central to the other planetary systems, but New Babbage has hangars near the spaceport and commons area, which makes things a little easier. When PTU goes open, I guarantee, that once you spawn in, you're gonna spend at least your first hour or two just shopping. Between the new med equipment, backpacks, and everyday essentials like armor, weapons, ammo, your first hours are gonna be spent in the shopping kiosks and the inventory screens. Just watch, you'll see. My advice is to buy a lot more than you normally would so you can just have it sitting in your inventory and not have to go shopping all over again. Plus, something that apparently not everybody is aware of is you don't have to land in the cities or the stations that orbit them like Port Tressler and Everest. If you just fly into the Armistice Zone, you have access to everything in your local inventory. If your inventory is stacked up with the things you might be missing, then no need to run around to all the different stores and you save a lot of time. You'll have to realize that everything you own is in a local inventory somewhere, even down to the ship paints. I see folks in the chat all the time thinking that they're missing stuff, and the first thing I ask is, did you check the Knickknacks app? I thought I was missing one of the 400 eye paints. Sure enough, it was at my primary residence, which was Lorville, so keep Knickknacks in mind. Backpacks, big necessity now. You can still store a few things in your armor, but without a backpack, you're gonna be super short on space like a walk-in studio apartment. Even if you're a self-proclaimed minimalist, you're gonna need space for things you can pick up from loot crates while you're out and about. I haven't used the big giant Pembroke armor backpack, but I did take the big Novikov backpack through a bunker, still didn't have enough space to store everything. Not that you need to pick up every single little thing, but there's a lot of guns and harvestables to make the trip more worth it if you have the space. Besides backpacks and your local inventory, you got your ship and vehicle inventory, so that'll help you expand your inventory when you're out in the field. Once you're on your ship, it's definitely worth taking the time to check your inventory before you leave so you don't get all the way to where you're going and realize you forgot a little something essential. I did it quite a few times. Using the inventory itself can take a little getting used to, but it's gotten better since PTU first started. The UI worked, but it needed some streamlining. The filters definitely helped when you want to just see pistols or leg armor or whatever you want, but it needed some type of sorting to help organize things as you scroll through it. And that's exactly what they added in the latest PTU patch. So now there's a sort button at the upper right to group different types of items. The filter button now gives you basic quick categories, or if you want to view specific subcategories, you can still set up a custom filter. They also cleaned up a bug that caused some of your items to appear with a different thumbnail. And not sure if this was already there, but you can right click on items to view what's in them. So if you swap armors and forgot that you left a gun or a water or something in it, just open it up, drag it to a different inventory. You'll notice if you start dragging a consumable, numbered slots will show up on your character where you can attach them. Makes it a lot easier to see how much space is available to equip consumables. So the inventory system is coming along. It's getting better and better, and hopefully we see an even more polished iteration of it. And overall, the inventory update is a great addition over having the magic bag of holding, but it also makes a few things a little more complicated than they used to be. Taking your helmet off was just 2 clicks if you had it ready to go in your presets. Then all you had to do was remove your undersuit to wear the last outfit of clothing that you had on. Now you got to remove each piece of armor plus the undersuit and then put on each piece of clothing. If you use the shortcut to remove your helmet to get a sip of water or cram a torpedo burrito in your pie hole, then you'll end up holding a box with your helmet in it, which you'll have to set down and take a drink and hope nobody comes to steal it. Or if you got the space in your backpack, you can shove it in there. A remove all button or switch to clothing button or both would be great for those times you want to go from mean to clean in the streets. Medical gameplay is enduring a little controversy at the moment. Folks are taking the med guns and overdosing folks while they're at the terminals requesting their ships. Some have tried to say this is intended gameplay, but that got turned on its ear like Ronda Rousey when Xylo stated that in fact it's not the intended experience and the team's already been exploring solutions. Personally, I'd be fine with it if they automatically got a big crime stat and security showed up and immediately handled them. Just seems kind of rapey, so security, take them out. Until they come up with a major solution for it, the safest way is just to use the Resurger or Detox Pen, which is the same thing, before you leave your hab. That'll keep you safe from folks trying to slip you a Mickey. Slip you a Mickey. But they did increase the efficacy of the detox pens, so it's a little more effective now. Field medics got a lot of tools to keep folks alive, but really all you need is the Cure Life med gun and some refills. It's got everything you need to patch people up. Also, recommend a tractor beam attachment. You can pick up downed players and bring their body over to you instead of going replace me balls deep into a firefight to get somebody back on their feet. Service beacons from players pop up here and there. They pay $15K a pop now, so you're not gonna get rich off them, but they are fun to do and get you immersed in the verse when you coming in for a landing trying to figure out how dangerous it's gonna be. If that's something you're interested in, you definitely want to be suited and booted ahead of time with everything you need. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Patch notes say they fixed the issue causing you not to be able to put other downed players onto medical beds. Didn't get a chance to test that, but make it so, Captain. We've all seen it, but it's a little cray-cray seeing a hospital at Grim Hex. It's damn filthy, man, which is perfect for sexy hexies. They got rock music blaring at the Operation Theater, which really just looks like a modded shipping container, and super creepy tortured metal sounds that make their way from the background to the front. Horror hospital, man. New Babbage's hospital is insane. It's just as big as a real hospital, and you can get just as lost when you're on the upper floors looking for that exit. Very cool place. And all the hospitals, really. But that's the major update stuff. What about existing features? Well, my friend, trade finally got some love this time around. If you haven't heard, illegal cargo is still sitting on the sidelines, but you can now fill up your ship with legal cargo and sell it like a boss. The commodity price alerts are still there, letting you know where the best prices are. But now it's not just a matter of racing to the buy low and sell high locations in the alert section. You may be able to fill up your large trader for the low, but the sell point may only need to buy a relatively small amount from you, like this rest stop that offered the highest price for medical supplies, but was only able to purchase 10 SCU from me. The rest I had to take to a TDD for less profit. I still made 250,000 credits, but the time the extra stop took will probably be better used for hunting for the next good sale. Plus, I couldn't unload all 696 SCU all at once. I had to hop back and forth between TDD and the admin office to offload everything. Took maybe about 20 minutes. May not be super quick, but definitely worth it. Commodity price alerts are ideal for smaller ships dealing in less volume, sprint around the system, making the best deals happen with no downtime. Great way to start your career. But now, why would you risk sacrificing cargo to the 30K monster, you ask? Well, my inquisitive young friend, CIG, is cooking up a tasty little stew called server crash recovery. That's right. It's an interim fix that will recognize that an unexpected timeout has occurred. Then you'll be able to go to the ship terminal and request your ship, which will be in the same state that it was before the crash, meaning same cargo, same health, same fuel, etc. What you need to know is this only works with server crashes. If your own client crashes, then you out of luck, Chuck. If you put all your credits in the cargo and your client crashes, you're gonna be out there with a hobo stick in a knapsack doing something strange for some change to claim your ship. Server crash recovery hasn't hit PTU yet, but it should be coming pretty soon. No need for the TM. Delivery missions are back, kinda. Now there's a mix of delivery mission types instead of just to go to several places and make several drops for 8,000 credits type. I mean, those are still there, but there's also the single pickup and single drop versions, and you can climb the delivery boy ladder for better rewards than Philip J. Fry gets. Also, the 400 eyes, a lot more agile now, but more on that in another video. The new FPS missions featuring spawn closets have been hit or miss. When it's working, it's fun to play since NPCs have better movement, use cover, have more dialogue, and at least we have new missions. Variations on the theme, but I'll take it. Got updates and locations. Orson got Cousin Crow's mod shop. I'm sure you probably seen that. Very cool space. Right now they're just selling ship parts, but down the road it'll have more functionality. There's also the Crusader showroom. Entering the building is a little like Men in Black headquarters. Big empty room manned by one guy reading a newspaper. Then you hit the elevators and you see this nice upscale place where they probably serve roast duck sliders and $30 beers. Be a cool place to watch fireworks from though. On the whole though, Orson playing slap ass with my frames. Dips as low as 12 frames a second, man. Textures taking a while to load in. At the time of this vid, it's probably performing worse than when it was first released. Not a good look, man. Port Ollie looks incredible now that it's in Crusader's orbit. The scale of the planet almost makes it look like Porto was falling into it, depending on the angle. Definitely go take a look when you get a chance. Might be a small thing, but low carrying your weapon is something I'm glad to see. It always bothered me when you're running around with your gun up and your arms locked forward, even when you're not in combat. Just one of them things. For those ready to start stacking that Credellini Alfredo, some of the newer ships have become available to buy in game. New Deal in Lorville has the Herc M2 for 5.2 millimil and a Taurus for 3.2. The issue with the wrong amount of ore showing up when you're scanning asteroids is now gone and working correctly. Sorry, no footage on that one. NPCs have gained a little more life. They out there posing, taking selfies with their Moby glass and just rocking more animations in general. They still serve drinks like they get paid hourly, but hey. Even seems like the little bounce you do while riding elevators is gone. Very good, very good, my man. The patch notes say this is fixed, but just in case, beware the gun optics bug. Not sure if it's all optics or just one, but I do know that at least some of them will get you killed. When you aim down sights to use them, you'll end up firing vertically or in some completely wrong direction, so maybe do some test firing before you commit to a scope in a firefight. Might save your life, boss. We've had some big features coming to the game over several patches, but 3.15 is an amalgamate of new features where you can actually feel the phrase game changer taking place. Being one of the fastest PTUs delivered in a long time, this definitely got some wrinkles that need to be ironed out, but nothing that your average citizen can't handle. If it went live to the PU as is, then the veterans could handle it, especially as it gets smoother in the 3.15.x patch. The rookie, maybe even a sophomore citizen may have a little trouble rolling with the punches. Where the new citizen may have an advantage is the new features. A lot of us have become used to playing a specific way, doing things a specific way, expecting to do certain things with no major repercussions. The old ways are out the window and the new player has a lot to learn, but it'll be all they know going forward without the burden of the old ways in the back of their mind trying to steer them toward those old ways. But I digest. Is 3.15 a banger? It brings a lot to the table, but it has its flaws too. But knocking out a few actionable items in the 3.15.x patch, making trade great again, the incoming server crash recovery will make it hands down the best update I've seen in my entire time here. 3.15, definitely a banger, so say we all. Nah, you know how that go, but congrats CIG, you brought the heat. And you know what else? Big incredible boss love to the Circle of 14, aka executive producer that is joint. Thanks for keeping the lights on, the bandwidth cracking, and the ramen noodles flowing over here. By the beard of Odin, hold on, the James Lee Evangelist, Mike Eternal Mystery Alvira, Saucy One Sauce Guy, Commander Blackout, aka Sheba Baby, Argo Mode Captain Phantasm, JP Stravinsky, the man with the lavish sounding name, fresh and clean since 2018, eyes open 2018 in the building, Momo the greenest activist of them all, John Arcadian, aka Nurse Ratchet, Search and Rescue Leader, Smoke Mito, the man who hard flies Reclaimers, Still Legacy, Ankaran, Elvish for Don't Get Smacked Up Man, and the Huntress reppin' Talon's Outer Haven. Big old thanks, executive bosses, you surely is much appreciated. 7-Up salute and shout out to all the Dig That fam supporting the Dig That and Space Sam Arts. Salute to the Mother, Buster Boy, Guillotine Girl, Commander Dr. Digital, Zayla Maru, Commander Leviathan Soul, Time Out 420 Twins, Trayman Rob, Dead Eye 8IO, Figment, Evil Weasel, Titan Prime, Crash Test, Captain Rico, the Ops Manager, Commander Q Whip, Triple Awesome, Crash Down, Military Assets Director, Anathema Net. That's a lot to say. G-Ro, the Commission CEO, Junestar, Carl Pagin, the Mad Doctor, Waffle Iron of Doom, and Abner Doom. Mighty big love, Dig That fam. My name is Dig That, and I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Fly dirty, citizens.